welcome to my channel. Today I created this look using this gorgeous palette by Melt Cosmetics called the Amor y Mariposas palette, or Love and Butterflies. I was so excited to get this palette, not just because it's absolutely gorgeous aesthetically, but I love the color range. I think a great palette has colors that allow you to make any kind of look. There's so many neutral tones in here, but also so many pretty, colorful, and shimmery colors. And today I created this green look to complement my hair, and stay tuned if you'd like to see how I achieved it.
So to get this look started, I have prepped my lids with a concealer that I'll link below, and then set it with the Sacha Buttercup powder, as you'll see here. Then I'm going into this really pretty soft pink called Abuelita. I'm using Abuelita as my transition shade just to kind of define where I want this shadow shape to go. I'm next using Cariño, which is a mint pastel kind of green, and I am just blending that all throughout my crease. Then I am taking the shade Sentimientos, and that one is just kind of a deeper version of that green, and I'm concentrating that just on my outer corner, applying it there only, but blowing it out with my blending, just so that I'm getting a gradient where the outer edges are darker than the rest of the eye. Once I have that applied to my liking, I am taking a concealer, which I'll also have linked below, and I'm using that to carve out the shape where I want to later apply some glitters. Naturally, the shape I created will get messed up when I blink or move my eye, so I'm just taking my time using that brush to adjust it and try to even both sides out so that they're symmetrical. Then to set that concealer, I am using the shade Mensaje, which is just like a nice neutral beige. And just using what's left on that brush that I used, Sentimientos, the deeper green, I am just cleaning up the edges of that. And now for the fun part we're all waiting for, I am taking Cielito Lindo, a blue-green glitter, and applying that all over the area where I've placed my concealer. And again, using the brush that I applied Sentimientos with to clean up the outer corner shape. Then I am taking Michoacan, a deeper glitter that has more of a blue tint to it than the last one, and I'm just applying that on the outer edge of where I put the glitter, so that in the glittery section we've got a gradient from this nice pale green to a deeper green shimmer, and here you see what I mean. And before moving on to my base, I just took a baby wipe and cleaned under my eye just to make sure that none of that green spills over into my base and discolors it. And here I am just color correcting and blending it out with my finger. And once that is blended thoroughly, I took my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter foundation and applied that. I first blended it out with a brush, and then as always, I took a sponge after just to eliminate any excess cakiness left behind by the foundation. Afterwards, I'm grabbing my Hourglass Full Coverage Concealer to highlight under my eyes, on the tip and bridge of my nose, as well as my chin and forehead. And then using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, because I have that one in a lighter shade, I'm just applying that under the eyes only for an extra pop of highlight. Then I use my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray prior to blending that out. And after blending, you'll see that I take a thin brush with some concealer on it, right here, and that is so that I can clean up the shape of that eyeshadow. You know, when you're blending, it can look a little chaotic, so I like to take that brush and make sure that my shadow has a clean, sharp edge to it. And after fixing that up, I of course proceed with blending my concealer, using a brush first and then taking a sponge to get rid of any harsh lines. I then set my under eyes with the Sacha Buttercup powder, the same one that I initially used to set the concealer I used to prep my lids. And while I'm giving that powder a second to set and bake, I go ahead and blend the rest of my face. And once I'm all blended, I take a powder brush and dust away that excess powder under my eyes. And just using the powder that remains on the brush after, I set the rest of my face. And with an LA Girl concealer darker than my skin tone, I am contouring and bronzing the outer edges of my face, as well as taking that same one on a thin brush to contour and define my nose, and then just blending my nose out with my finger, and blending the rest of my contour out with the blending brush. And to make sure my contour is blended seamlessly, I take a sponge and blend it and carry that on the rest of the face as well. Then I am taking the e.l.f. highlighter in Apricot Glow and highlighting the bridge of my nose as well as my cheekbones. But for my inner eye highlight, I am using Cielito Lindo again. And whenever I get a new palette, I like to, experiment with the eyeshadows as blush. So here I'm taking Perla and applying that on my cheeks up into my cheekbones. And then just to soften the color because it was a bit brighter than I wanted, I took a sponge. And here I'm using the Tarte Surfer Curl, which I'll have linked down below, as my mascara, just applying a few coats until my lashes are as voluminous as I'd like. And I'm lining my lips with a NYX lip liner in the color Nutmeg. And then as my lip gloss over top, I am using a Belle and Argent lip gloss. I am not sure of the color at the moment, but I will definitely have that in the description. And last but not least, setting this face with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And then we have our finished look. I really love how this came out. It's giving me, some kind of mermaid vibes. Thank you so much for watching till the end and have a great day.